Unit 1. Labour market. This unit is designed to introduce the term of labour market and active employment policy to the learners. It will familiarise learners with employer and labour market relation. After acquiring knowledge from this unit, learners will be qualified to track labour market trends, apply activities regarding employer-labour market relation. Introduction. The labour market is controlled by labour offer and labour demand. Through the labour market, employers can search and hire employees, and employees can find employment. The labour market is a term for labour market information, which can access pupils, students, unemployed persons or any other beneficiaries who are in need of support in the process of making a career choice. Since the business market has opened to global competition, companies, economies and countries are confronted with bigger competition. A company's or economy's competitiveness depends on its opportunity on adjustment to market changes and the possibility of the latest technical and technological achievements use. The impact of the global economic recession and the Eurogroup decisions of the 15th of March 2013 have had a negative impact on the Cypriot economy and dealt the labour market a heavy blow. However, in 2017, the labour market has partly recovered and the future indications are forecasted as promising. Information on unemployment in Cyprus in March 2017, monthly labour force survey. There has been a gradual monthly decrease in registered unemployment over the last 24 months, pointing to an improvement in the economic climate of Cyprus. The unemployment rate has recently decreased for all age groups. Unemployment fell in all districts. The highest decrease in terms of numbers was reported in the districts of Nicosia and Limassol, mostly accounted for by the recovery of the building sector. 75% of unemployed people in Cyprus are Cypriots, 18% are citizens of other EU countries, while the remaining 7% are from other countries. Education, half of those registered as unemployed have secondary level general or technical education, 48%, followed by higher education graduates, 32%, and those with primary education, 20%. Unemployed people are concentrated in the wholesale and retail trade, 17%, construction, 19%, hotels, restaurants, 16%, and processing, 9%, and the main categories affected are unskilled workers, 22%, service workers, 19%, new entrants, 14%, and production technicians, 14%. Regarding the duration of unemployment, 40% of all unemployed people have been looking for work for over 6 months. 5000 people are looking for work in services, 3500 in trade and 2700 in construction. In general, the labour market indications are positive and this encouraging picture is envisaged to continue due to estimated faster economic growth in the next 3 years, which is forecasted to lead to employment growth and more jobs and hence, to a gradual downswing of the unemployment rate. In Cyprus, the Statistical Service is the competent authority responsible for the compilation and the publication of most of the official statistical data in Cyprus and in the fields of employment. The Human Resource Development Authority, HRDA, is also a valuable provider of statistics concerning integration of the unemployed and inactive into the labour market and forecasts for employment and human resource supply in the Cypriot economy. The HRDA also provides estimates of employment and training needs and monitors the labour market trends. The Department of Labour in Cyprus is responsible for the promotion and implementation of government policy in fields of employment and training of human resources, including the persons with disabilities. It is crucial for an advisor to monitor changes in the labour market and be informed about the available workforce. This is very important information for foreign investor when making a decision about opening a new company and investing in the foreign country. Therefore, a competent advisor should be familiar with the offer on the labour market. Labour market supply. Like in the rest of the EU countries, public employment services, PES, are the authorities that connect job seekers with employers. The public employment services of the Department of Labour operate at central and district level, with 4 labour offices at the districts of Nicosia, Limassol, Larnaca and Paphos and 2 sub-offices at Perelimni and Polis. At the district labour offices, employers are assisted, free of charge, in finding suitable personnel through the notification of their vacancies. Also, through Adv-Cyp-Eng that can provide employers, in particular, small and medium-sized businesses, with a personalised service to access the potential workers available in the European Economic Area, EEA. Most of the jobs on the Yours Job Mobility portal come from the job vacancies databases managed by the public employment services of the countries participating in Yours. Using a technology called web services, the Yours search engine instantly, in real time, interrogates each national database for jobs. When searching suitable employees, employers can also use other employment agencies' services. Cyprus has many private employment agencies and they provide services like the Cyprus PES. Before recommending an agency to the foreign investor, the advisor should carry out a background check of the employment agency. You can also contact the Cyprus Human Resource Management Association for information about employment agencies, and also the Cyprus Chamber of Commerce and Industry, CEBA. When searching for the adequate workforce, employers should publish job advertisements in which important information, the position, competencies, skills, and required level of education is included. It is not obligatory by law to inform Cyprus PES or any other state institution about any vacancy and results. The employer can find a suitable candidate and hire him without using the services of PES or other employment agency. Job advertisements can be published in a daily or weekly newspaper, on web pages platform or in person. Employment policy measures. In order to decrease unemployment, the Department of Labour of Cyprus leads active employment policy to reach objectives for more and better jobs. Head Department of Labour in Cyprus is responsible for the promotion and implementation of government policy in fields of employment and training of human resources, including the persons with disabilities. The Department of Labour is responsible to promote full, productive and quality employment by encouraging more participation in employment, and by providing placement services and vocational guidance. To promote rational utilization of human resources, including administrative and coordinating work in the fields of vocational training and education. To protect special categories of people in the field of employment, including the securing of conditions of equal treatment and equal opportunities between men and women in employment, the protection of children and young persons, as well as pregnant women and new mothers. To guarantee conditions of proper employment of foreign workers, within the smooth operation of the labour market. Financial support and aid can be diverse. Currently, there are various programs for employment incentives with a main objective and purpose to support businesses and individuals in matters related to the increase in productivity, the training of staff and the reduction of unemployment. You can find more information on the website of the Department of Labour, HRDA, and here. Currently, there are 3 open schemes. 1. Scheme for the recruitment of enterprises with long-term unemployed personnel. You can find the main requirements here. 2. Scheme for providing incentives for the hiring of unemployed with disabilities. You can find the main requirements here. 3. Scheme for the recruitment of enterprises with young graduates of higher education. You can find the main requirements here. The employer can also obtain support in education and training programs for his future employees from HRDA and other relevant public sector organizations, for example the Cyprus Productivity Center. Subsidized schemes related to the recruitment and development of personnel are announced during specific periods with a main objective and purpose to support businesses and individuals in matters related to the increase of productivity, the training of staff and the reduction of unemployment. For more information about the open schemes for the recruitment and development of personnel, please click here. Currently, funding is provided for conducting training program seminars for the enterprise, internally, or the participation of employees and executives of various enterprises, externally, through training programs which are implemented by public or private institutions and training organizations. Funding is also provided for various expenses necessary for planning and implementing those programs, such as the wages of visiting instructors, the cost for each employee instructor, if employed by the company, the wages of employees for all training hours, various operating expenses, such as rent, etc. Also, funding is provided for attending international seminars, where any employee who wishes to attend and gain training in a specific, specialized program, may receive funding for ticket costs, residency costs, attendance costs, etc. Active employment policy programs can be the basis for an employer's business expanding. You can find more about the employment policy here. When recruiting, employers should use the support that public employment services and/or other employment agencies offer for candidate selection. It is in the employer's best interest to use possibilities offered within active employment policy measures, so FDI advisors should regularly check them and inform investors about them.